We're coming to the stage right now. Give it up loud and proud. Mr. Lee Adams.
As Alicia told you, my name is Lee Adams, but what she didn't tell you, my full name is Lee Marvin Adams. And I'm not making that up. That's what my mama named me. Thank you, Mom, for naming me after the first guy in American legal history to lose a palimony suit. Little did I know it would portend future events in my own life. But you know, I thought about it, and I thought when I got a little older, I thought, Lee Marvin, I'm named after somebody famous. So I went to my mother one day and I asked her, I said, Mom, did you actually name me after the great actor Lee Marvin? She said, yeah, I did. I said, well, are you a Lee Marvin fan or something? She said, absolutely not. I said, well, why did you name me after Lee Marvin? She said, son, there are so many children in this family that by the time you came along, we were just naming kids after whatever was on TV when I wasn't
I wish we could go back to the good old days, and some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But do you know there is a whole generation of people in this country that don't even know television used to go off? Remember that? Remember that? 11:59, you're hearing the Star Spangled Banner, and at midnight you're hearing boo, and looking at a test pattern until the farm report come on the next morning. Now let's be honest, everybody's old enough to remember that. At least once in your life, you stumbled in from the club at 2 o'clock in the morning and turned it on just for a second to see if something was on. You know you did. You know that good hell way you did. I'm talking about the good old days, man. You remember back in the old days when somebody called you on the telephone, and if you answered the phone, they didn't have to ask you, where are you? Because they knew exactly where the hell you were. You were standing in the kitchen next to a wall-mounted telephone on the business end, about 16 feet old, tangled up, curled up cord, whispering because you didn't want the people on the party line to hear your business. I'm talking about the good old days. Now, you know what? Just a few months ago, I was doing a comedy show, and I came home. It was on a Thursday night. I come home on Thursday night. It's 2 in the morning. I'm not sleeping. Turned my television on. It went to the wrong channel. Do you know on a Thursday night, there were not 1, not 2, but 3 channels that had cartoons on. At 3 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday morning. You remember back in the good old days, what you had to do to watch cartoons? You had to get up on Saturday morning, about 6 o'clock. You watch cartoons from 6 o'clock till noon. At noon, you watch Tarzan. Tarzan went off at 1 o'clock, and I don't even know your mama. But I bet your mama told you the same thing my mama told me. Get your butt outside and play something. And you're like, well, mama, and mama will tell you, don't you come in this house for nothing. Not unless you bleed, unless I call you, don't come in this house for nothing. So, mama, what if I need a drink of water? There's holes in the backyard. Get right around. Oh, man, I'm talking about, it troubles me to think that, but she was. And I was thinking, man, 14 kids, that's a lot of kids, man. That's a lot of people. You know, some people don't even supervise 14 people at work. Some companies don't even have 14 people working for them, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, my daddy was a better man than me. Because I'd have driven by that house once. Thought to myself, man, that looks just like my yard over there. Can't be with that many tricycles in the yard. I believe I'll make the block again. I'd have driven till I ran out of gas. Then I would have got out and walked till I collapsed. But there ain't no way in the world I would come home after a hard day's work and face 1,400 kids and a wife too. Not me. Now see, I saw some of y'all judging me a minute ago. I saw some of y'all that look y'all gave me when I said I didn't even like the two of them. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Now how could Lee Marvin Adams stand up here in front of a crowded room and say to people he didn't even like his own sisters and brothers? Well, I'll tell you what you do. You think of your 13 closest friends in the whole world. And then you ask yourself, how much would you still like them if they slept over every single night 18 years? Now you hate them too. And I'm going to tell you something else. I venture to say, in a crowd this size, there's probably 2 or 3 people sitting with somebody they ain't too crazy about right now. He got the car keys and a job with benefits, so you gonna ride this thing out for him and see what I understand. I ain't judging nobody. But I'm serious, man. 14 kids, if you can imagine, man, 14 kids. And I grew up in a little town called Jonesboro, Louisiana. I hope you don't know where that is.
And a woman has had 14 kids, you don't fool with her. You don't. Because she's been through a lot of stuff, and she ain't taking no crap off no kid, man. I was sitting down one day, and I thought about it. 14 kids. 14 kids. And I went to my mom, and I said, Mom, surely when you were a little girl playing with paper dolls, you didn't say, when I grow up, I'm going to have 14 kids. She said, no, I didn't want you. I didn't want 4 of those 8 that came before you. Didn't want a single one of those that came after you. I said, well, if you don't want me here, I'll just run away. She said, walk, baby. Pace yourself. Take your time. You're going to feel out farther. Trust me. Ain't nobody going to be chasing you. She said, you think mama gonna leave 13 to go chase one? She said, baby, life don't even work like that. But just to show you there's no hard feelings, I'll give you $5 for every one of these little booger-eating sisters and brothers you take with you. Come on, make you some travel money. Get them out of here. Oh, it was tough, man. And sometimes, if mama couldn't get to you, she could say stuff to you that would just stop you in your tracks. I mean, more than once, she looked at me and said, you know what? I probably should have just crossed my legs and broke your neck. I already had 8 kids. That make you want to sit down and be quiet for a little while right there. Oh,
I go to school one day, and my little buddy, he had a little Batman lunchbox. He had his sandwich cut in a triangle. He had a little Jello cup. He had a Flintstone vitamin. I ain't never seen a vitamin in my life. I said, man, what is that? He said, man, those are Flintstone vitamins. They're good for you. Ask your daddy to get you some. Now see, poor folks don't like to admit they're poor, you know, so they're good at making excuses. And my daddy had to be the best in the world. Because I go home that day, I said, Daddy, when are we going to get some Flintstone vitamins? He looked at me, he said, Flintstone vitamin? Flintstone vitamin? Boy, I ain't wasting my money on no foolishness like that. Hell, these boogers, it's the same thing. Look at that. I was 17 years old before I finally figured that out. But you know what? I ain't never had a cavity in my life. One of the bad things about Christmas, about being poor, man, and you got that many kids, Christmas was terrible, man. It was terrible. It was, my parents, they did the best they could, you know. They really did. They did the best they could, but they would do stupid stuff, you know. They would. Like, they give one kid the toy and the other one the batteries. Say, play together. Hell, you need to learn how to get along with it. Give one kid the bicycle and the other one the chain. You know, the stupid stuff that made no sense, you know. And man, I guess one year, it must have been like 68, 69. I guess it must have been real bad, man. Because we're laying in the bed, it's about 1:45 midnight, we're waiting on Santa. Waiting on Santa Claus. So we know he's going to be here any minute. And we didn't know it. But earlier that day, my daddy went out here with his shotgun in the bushes in the backyard. So about 5 minutes to midnight, we hear, boom, boom. Daddy walks in the back door, his kids. I got some real bad memories. Santa Claus done committed suicide. Hell, I was 27 years old before it finally dawned on me, well, where did the second shot come from that day? But I'm going to tell y'all something, man. The only thing worse than Christmas at poor folks' house is if you were unfortunate enough to have a December birthday. And some of y'all sitting in this room know what I'm talking about. Don't nobody care about you and your birthday. Now, if your birthday is before December 25th, you might have a shot. My birthday is December 28th. Ain't nobody care about me and my little birthday because they're already broke. My parents, man, bless their heart, they did the best they could. But again, they do stupid stuff, man. They really would. Because I go running downstairs on Christmas Day, I'm all excited. Can't wait to open my box. Can't wait to see what I got. I open my box and I got a left tennis shoe. Wonder what I'm going to get for my birthday. Before I go, I gotta tell y'all this, because like I say, I know y'all think I'm lying about my mama. My mama is a tough old bird, man. She's 80 years old. She'll be 81 on the 1st of February. And I just saw her for Thanksgiving holiday, and I was looking at her, and she's a little old lady, about 5'1", maybe about 110 pounds, soaking wet. And I'm standing there beside her looking at her, and I said, Mom, you've been that size all my life. And I've been this size since I was 12. So you had a serious bluff in on me. I could have taken you a long time ago. That 80-year-old woman stood up, pushed me in my chest. She said, boy, I got one fight left. Come on, come on. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for laughing, man.